Being educated on how to operate the weapon, I would say that's the number one rule, because obviously, you know, once you take your life, that's it. You know, so it could happen in a split second. You know, the things that I've experienced myself and learned under you know, the years of practicing with firearms, I feel like education is key. Like, that's the thing. Like, people have to, there has to be some type of course of understanding the weapon first before we can even use it and put regulation out there first. Because most people don't even know what they're talking about. Like, when they really start going out there and experiencing the gun experience, I mean, that's a whole different feeling than just watching it on YouTube or playing a Call of Duty, or, you know what I mean? It's real. Like, it's a dangerous thing, and you should be educated behind it, especially if it can take someone's life.
It just kind of was something that growing up, me and my cousin, we always had like BB guns. I would go to the range shooting with him every once in a while. So it just kind of sparked an interest, and I seen that the cost of going to the shooting range and trying to rent a gun kind of seemed to add up really quick. So I decided to buy my own and learn about them. My rifle, I like that one because, you know, I can take it out. I can shoot targets that are farther out, but it's a different type of skill. They shoot completely different. So yes, they're both guns, but they're different in many ways. It's a pretty simple system. It works with what's called a buffer spring. The buffer spring, essentially, the bolt carrier group slides back and forth. The bolt carrier group essentially takes a round from your magazine, loads into the chamber, and allows you to shoot. But after each round, it's kind of like a small explosion happens, and it sends the bolt carrier group backwards. It hits a spring, and it sends it back forwards. That's how it's semi-automatic. It loads itself. So for each trigger pull, one bullet goes off. Despite common belief, you can hold the trigger back and it still only shoots one round. There is a perception that guns are just, you know, for bad people, and why would you need to own a gun, let alone own more than one? So yeah, you definitely have to justify it. I would say they serve a purpose, and the purpose for myself would definitely be, you know, it's a hobby. I didn't buy my guns for self-defense. You know, I practice with them if there was ever a time where I might have to use it in that way, but that's not its sole purpose. I use it as a hobby and to have fun. The most important thing really is knowing your firearm. You know, I can completely disassemble my rifle. I can completely disassemble my handgun. I know all of the safety features on it. But the most important thing that I would say to any new shooter that I've taken out to the range is keep your finger off the trigger until you want to actually shoot something, because sometimes people will say, oh, the safety's on, but the most important safety that you can have is, it's kind of a cliche, but the most important safety is yourself. Be proactive in your own safety and the people you're shooting with. Roughly, I want to say I paid $875 for it, and that includes, I paid about $75 in state taxes and about $25 to submit for background. So about $100 in fees, so the gun was about $770, somewhere around there. Since I've gotten my first handgun, I've probably been to the range at least 80 to 90 times. So a lot of practice. I have to go out distance-wise, I'm gonna take the rifle. If it's something close, the handgun. It's fun.
I feel fine, you know, just a little excited just because I haven't shot one before. Like, my previous experience has just been a bunch of handguns. So this is the reason I came out here is I just asked, you know, our friend, you know, because I know he owns one, and I was like, hey, like, I've never done it before. I want to go out and see how it's like, because, I mean, people say it's pretty fun. Pretty excited, actually. Should be fun to see how it is. It's a new experience, you know. Anytime you do something new, it should be at least a little exciting.
So right here, you're gonna hit one shoot in the. I shoot a little bit closer. Nice shot. And you're dry.
Was it as scary as you thought it would be?
No, not at all. It's definitely one of those things. I mean, with the rifle, I was expecting more of just a drawback, a kick, and stuff like that. That one's smooth.
So would you say it's easier to shoot a rifle compared to a pistol?
Somewhat, I wouldn't say completely easier, but yeah, it was a lot easier than I guess I was expecting.
Would you do it again?
Yeah, it was kind of fun.
Okay, so can you demonstrate to me how to disassemble your weapon?
Sure. I'm going to do it blindfolded for you because I feel confident enough in it. The first most important thing is to make sure that your weapon's clear. This is the charging handle. Pull this back. You want to lock the slide back. This is your bolt carrier group that comes right here in this little area. There's no magazine in it. This right here, what I'm basically doing is making sure that it's completely clear. Bolt carrier group forward. So whenever that's forward right there, that piece is what allows it to load a new round in. So point in a safe direction. Pull the trigger. So this pin right here, you pull this out, and this basically breaks your gun into two pieces. So why a lot of people like the AR-15s, it's mostly because they're kind of like Legos. You can interchange them. So right here, I pull the charging handle. So this right here, this is kind of like, I guess you could say, the lifeline of the gun. Makes it fire. This is what makes it load itself. So yeah, this is the most important part of it. This piece right here, I won't completely break it down, but it essentially comes into a few more pieces. And it has your firing pin in there, it has your extractor, it has a few different things, and all of it works together in sequence to basically make this gun fire. So, yeah.
Me, I personally own 4. I have one as a handgun, one is a 12 gauge shotgun, and I have 2 other rifles, state legal. So some people may think abundant amount of weapons, more than let's just say 2 or 3, might be excessive. But I mean, but then like I said, it all depends on the situation. Like tools, you're gonna have different sizes of wrenches, you're gonna have different sizes of drills, you're gonna have different sizes of weapons, you're gonna have different sizes of ammunition, and you're gonna have different styles of how they operate too. I feel like if everybody knows how to use them properly, just like how they know how to drive a car, but not everybody knows how to drive a car properly either. So with education comes more responsibility, because now you're more knowledgeable on how to use that weapon, but I think we should do it from the start. So we have to all protect ourselves at the end of the day. You can't depend on the police at that given moment to defend your family's life, and that given moment you don't ever get that back. So it's a priceless moment that, if you're able to defend it, I would. And that's the reason why I own a gun personally. A lot of people are used to that right that was, founded from our fathers who created this great nation. But, I think everybody feels like they're born to that right. And, I feel like you are. I mean, you should be able to protect your life, and that's the American way. It's just a culture that we're around, It feels like they're born with that right, and it was founded in our laws, and since the beginning of this country. It's off of fear too, like people want to protect themselves nowadays with all the craziness that's happening, especially in our country, especially now and today. People are going to want to protect themselves. At that moment someone decides to pull that trigger, that's faster than anybody can pull up in a squad car. So I feel like, everybody is going to hold on to that right, everybody's going to hold on to that feeling, everybody's going to hold on to that security, that sense of security, So I think that's the reason why we love our guns so much.
You